I am placing my healing upon you tonight, and I want to touch your body with tenderness, peace, and loving power. My beloved child, do not see this moment as a passing coincidence among the countless things you encounter each day. There are moments placed into your life not to disturb you, but to draw you back to rest, to faith, and to a slower breath after so many days of having to hold yourself together. I am calling you to pause, not so that you fear missing something, but so that you may recognize that my love is still reaching for you. Even in the places you thought had been forgotten, give me a quiet space. There is no need for noise, no need to prove anything. Only remain, open your heart, and allow my peace to begin spreading gently over the weary places within you. You have gone through many days when your body carried its own voice, lingering aches, heavy places, nights of broken sleep, mornings when your strength had not yet returned. I know this. I know even the times you smiled before others, while inwardly longing for a little rest. I know the moments you told yourself you were still fine, even though every breath, every step, every tension in your body was reminding you that you needed more care. I do not come to blame you for being weak. I do not come to ask why you are not stronger. I come like a father bending down beside his tired child, placing a gentle hand upon your forehead and saying, "You no longer need to endure this alone." My healing does not always begin with a loud sound. Many times it begins very quietly, like dew falling upon a dry field, like a cool breeze passing through a heated room, like morning light touching the curtains after a long night. When you allow yourself to become still, certain things within you begin to soften. Tensions that have clung tightly for so long begin to loosen. Worries that seemed unrelated to your body begin to be laid down. For my child, there is weariness that does not live only in the place that aches, but also in the days when you worried too much, thought too long, endured too deeply, and did not give yourself permission to rest. I want to touch your whole being with peace, so that what has been clenched may relax, what has been drained may be replenished, and what has been tangled may find its gentle rhythm again. I am not distant from your body. I do not take lightly the signals you have tried to ignore. I see every place that needs soothing, every area that has lost balance, every discomfort that has kept you from living as lightly as before. There are things others do not understand, because they do not live in your body each day. There are things you cannot fully explain, because you yourself do not know what to call them. But I see, I know, I listen even to the words your body speaks in silence. And tonight, I invite you not to resist rest anymore. Do not treat self-care as selfishness. Do not call weakness failure. There are seasons when you need to be supported. And receiving that support does not make you smaller, it makes you more honest, softer, and closer to the source of peace. Place your hand upon the place where you feel heaviness, if you wish, not as a rigid ritual, but as a sign of presence. Slow your breathing. Let each breath become a gentle answer to me. As you inhale, receive peace. As you exhale, release fear. You do not need to force yourself to feel a miracle immediately. You only need to allow your heart to believe that restoration can begin with very small things: deeper sleep, a lighter mind, a better decision to care for yourself, the courage to seek help at the right time, a day when you can say, "I need rest," without blaming yourself. I can work in great things, but I am also present in those very quiet steps. My beloved child, I know there have been times when you felt disappointed because you prayed and did not see the change you hoped for. I know the questions in your heart, why you must endure this, why the weariness has lasted so long, why recovery seems to come more slowly for you than for others. But I ask you not to turn delay into proof that you have been abandoned. There are healing processes that need time, patience, and wise choices each day. I do not only want you to feel relief for a moment, I want you to learn a new rhythm of life, where you know how to listen to your body, value rest, avoid what drains you, and receive care without shame. True recovery is not only the ending of pain, but learning how to live in peace, order, and love toward yourself. Tonight, let me enter the hidden rooms within you, where you have stored fears about your health, worries about tomorrow, exhaustion from having to explain yourself again and again, and the tears you swallowed back. I do not come with judgment. I come with the soothing oil of mercy. I do not ask what you did wrong. I ask whether you are willing to be held. Some wounds need light, not self-blame. Some painful places need care, not denial. Some weary days need compassion, not condemnation. So stop treating yourself like someone who must always endure. You are a beloved child, and what is loved deserves to be cared for gently. If there is a quiet fear within you, give it to me little by little. If you are worried that you will not get better, let me place a new ray of hope within you. If you feel trapped in this tired body, remember that even in the place that seems powerless, I can still open a way. Healing may come through peace in the mind. It may come through someone with expertise, through the right counsel, through a healthy choice, through restored sleep, through forgiveness that lightens the heart, through a small but steady change in the way you care for your life. Do not limit me to one form. I have countless paths by which to bring goodness to you. Now, remain in this silence a little longer. Let the noise of the day move far away. Let the things that have not yet been resolved rest for now at my feet. Speak to your body with tenderness. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to recover. You do not need to struggle alone. When you speak this way, you open a space for grace to enter. I am closer to you than you think. I am in the breath that is slowing down, in the quiet warmth within your chest, in the tear if it falls, in the small relief that has just begun to appear. And whether the change comes tonight or begins as a step-by-step journey, know that I am still walking with you. I bless your sleep. I bless every heartbeat, every breath, every current of life moving within you. I bless the places that are hurting, the areas that are weak, the parts that need to be restored, and the worries that need comfort. Let tonight no longer be a night of tension, but a night of surrender. Let yourself lie down in my love like a child held after a long day. You are not forgotten in your weariness. You are not defined by the weaknesses of your body. You are being loved, supported, and led into a season of deeper peace. Rest in me, my beloved child, and let healing begin with this gentle trust. There is a sacred reason why I ask you to pause for only 5 minutes. Because much healing begins not when you try harder, but when you become still long enough to hear what I am awakening deep within you. You have grown used to living among demands, worries, and endless streams of thought. So much so that peace sometimes feels unfamiliar. But in this brief silence, I am inviting you to step out of haste, away from what distracts you, to lay down the burdens you still hold tightly, and to return to the peaceful rhythm of breath that I placed within you from the beginning. Do not underestimate these 5 minutes, my beloved child, for great doors can open from a very small moment, and cool streams can begin to flow after one single time you agree to sit still and stop running from yourself. Let your body rest in my presence. Let each breath slow down, like the surface of a lake becoming calm after a strong wind. I am breathing new life into the places within you that have become tense from fear, overthinking, and long days of holding yourself together to appear fine. I am touching your heartbeat with tenderness, not with force. I am soothing the nerves that have had to remain alert for too long, bringing balance back to the inner places that have been weighed down by pressure. You may not see everything change in the first moment, but do not think that nothing is happening because of that. The deepest things often begin in silence, like roots spreading quietly in the soil before the tree rises into the light. You are not alone in this moment. Even though there have been many days when you felt you had to endure everything by yourself, I am nearer to you than your breath, nearer than the thought that has just passed through your heart. I recognize the weariness in your shoulders, the heaviness in your chest, the hidden trembling when you try to stay calm. I know the very small signs that others do not see, the way your gaze slows when your heart is overloaded, the way your hands tighten when anxiety rises, the way you fall silent when you no longer have strength to explain. Not one signal in your body is strange to me. Not one emotion tied to your pain is overlooked by me. I see your whole being with love that does not condemn. And in that seeing, I begin to bring restoration. The healing I give you does not touch only one separate part. I do not care for your body while forgetting your heart. I do not soothe your mind while leaving old memories to keep pulling you down. I am touching everything at once, like morning light spreading through every corner of a house after a long night. I am bringing peace to your mind, so your body can learn to follow that peace. I am removing the burden of fear, which has quietly slowed your recovery, making you believe you were growing weaker, when in truth you had simply carried too much for too long. My child, some weariness does not come from one day of work, but from many seasons when you never truly rested. And today, I call you into that sacred rest. There are areas in your body that have become used to living under the pressure of worry. There are places within you that contract each time an old thought rises. Each time you fear that something painful will happen again. Each time you try to predict everything so you will not be hurt. I am coming to those places with a gentle hand. I do not pull harshly at what is tense. I do not force you to become light immediately. I do not blame you for taking a long time to become calm. I am simply lifting pressure away from you little by little. Like a gentle father removing a heavy cloak from the shoulders of a child who has walked too far in cold rain. Let me do this. Do not resist peace simply because you have grown used to tension. Do not doubt gentleness just because it comes quietly. You do not need to fight this process. You do not need to force yourself to feel better at once. You do not need to blame yourself if your heart is still uneasy, if your body is not completely relaxed, if your thoughts still move back and forth like birds searching for a place to land. I only need your permission. Permission to breathe. Permission to stop. Permission not to control everything for a few minutes. Permission for my care to enter the places you usually keep closed. When you loosen your control, you do not lose your strength. You open space for restoration to move more freely within you. Surrender does not make you small. It returns you to the right place of a child who is protected. I am restoring your energy little by little. Perhaps you have asked many times why you are so tired. Even after sleeping, resting, and trying to do less, perhaps you feel that you are no longer as quick as before, no longer as enthusiastic as before, no longer able to rise easily after a long day, as before. You thought something was wrong within you. But I want you to understand, when a person has endured pressure for too long, fatigue does not only rest in the muscles, it settles into the way that person thinks, feels, and responds to life. I do not blame you for slowing down. I do not see your exhaustion as failure. I see it as a sign that you need to be held, cared for, and brought back to clear waters. Therefore, the renewal I am doing within you is not hurried. I do not give you a flame that flares up and quickly fades. I do not bring a passing feeling of relief only for you to fall back into the same exhaustion. I am building within you a more enduring strength, a peace with deeper roots, and a gentler rhythm of life. Little by little, I am teaching your body that it no longer has to live as though danger is always at the door. Little by little, I am teaching your mind to recognize that you are allowed to be safe in my presence. Little by little, I am calling your soul out of the habit of bracing for the worst and into trust that not every new day brings another battle. Remain in this silence. My beloved child, let your breath become a prayer without words. Let each heartbeat remind you that I am still keeping you. Lay down the thought that you must fix everything all at once. True healing often comes like dawn, quiet, unhurried, but surely widening until darkness can no longer keep its place. If today you only feel a little lighter, that too is grace. If today you only breathe one breath more deeply, that too is a sign. If today you only have enough faith to believe that I am still working within you, that small faith has already opened a pathway for new life. I am with you in these 5 minutes, and also after those 5 minutes have passed. The peace I place within you is not limited by a short span of time. It will continue to spread as you learn to return to me more often, as you no longer treat rest as a luxury, as you no longer see letting go as weakness. You are allowed to recover. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to receive care without needing to prove that you deserve it. Open your heart, my child, for I am renewing your strength in the gentlest, safest, and most deeply lasting way. What I begin today is not meant to fade quickly, but to remain, to lift you, and to bring you back to the balance, clarity, health, and peace I have always wanted you to live in. You were chosen for this moment, not by floating coincidence, but by a loving intention that quietly called your name before you understood why you were here. Among the countless sounds rising in the world, among so many voices that scatter you, confuse you, exhaust you, and make you doubt yourself, you are still able to hear this word because this word is seeking you. It does not come to frighten you, nor does it come to place more weight upon your shoulders. It comes like the hand of a compassionate father resting gently on the forehead of an exhausted child, reminding you that you are not lost, not rejected, not forgotten in your own body and circumstances. What you are carrying is not the end. The aches, the anxieties, the worn-out places within you are not proof that there is no way back. I am bringing restoration into your life, not through a haste that overwhelms you, but through gentle rhythms, steady steps, and small rays of light sufficient for you to keep believing and not leave this sacred connection. As you sit with these words, let everything within you slow down. Do not rush to defend yourself. Do not rush to analyze. Do not rush to ask when everything will change. Just breathe, my beloved child. Breathe as one who has been given permission to lay down what has been held too long. Let the breath enter you like fresh water flowing through land once dry. Let the thoughts pressing against one another settle like fine dust returning to the ground after a strong wind. I do not need you to prove that you are fine. I do not need you to hide your weariness. I only invite you to open a quiet space where my peace can enter without having to contend with the noise of fear. In that stillness, you will begin to sense a gentleness unlike the passing feelings of ordinary life. It is not loud, not showy, but steadfast and deep, like morning light slowly touching a room that was once in darkness. The calm coming to you is not a brief moment that will vanish. It is the first sign of a greater foundation of peace. A peace that can sustain you on the journey of being made new. There are places in your body that have contracted under tension for too long. There are inner regions so accustomed to pressure that when rest comes near, it may even feel unfamiliar. But my child, do not fear gentleness. Do not doubt peace just because it arrives softly. I often begin great works with a light touch, a small stillness, and just enough faith for you not to turn away. I am caring for you in ways you do not always see or understand, but you can learn to recognize them through tender signs, a breath that feels less heavy, a night that feels less lonely, a thought that is less dark, a feeling that your body is no longer your enemy, but a part of you that needs to be listened to, loved, and cherished. I want you to know that no part of you is too small for me to notice. No quiet exhaustion is taken lightly. No hidden trembling is ignored. No aching, tense, heavy place lies outside my care. You have grown used to blaming yourself for slowing down, for becoming weaker, for not being able to continue as before. But I do not look at you with condemning eyes. I look at you with mercy. I know you have tried harder than others can see. I know you rose on days when you only wanted to lie still. I know there were moments when you smiled, while inside you only longed for rest. And today, I do not tell you to rush forward more strongly. I tell you to return to gentleness, Because true recovery does not always begin with a great leap, but with permission to breathe, to rest, and to receive support. Even a very small shift can become the beginning of a deep transformation. A seed lying in the ground may appear motionless, but within it, the shell is splitting, roots are forming, and it is preparing for the day it rises above the earth. Healing often grows in the same way, more quietly than you expect, more slowly than you desire, but more surely than you imagine. Do not despise the small signs of life. Do not dismiss a day when your heart feels a little lighter. Do not ignore a morning when you wake with a small light within. Do not underestimate a moment when you can take a deep breath without feeling everything pressing down upon you. These may be the first shoots of the season of restoration. And I, the one who knows how to nurture what is still small, will not break the bruised reed, nor will I extinguish the faint light still flickering within you. What I am doing in you is careful, orderly, and full of love. I do not push you beyond the rhythm you can receive. I do not drag you with a force that would break you. I guide you with the patience of a father toward his child, knowing when to lift you, when to let you rest, when to remind you, and when to hold you in silence. You once thought you had to recover quickly to be worthy, had to be strong immediately to be called faithful. I had to stop hurting to prove that I was with you. It is not so. My beloved child, faith is not denying weariness. Faith is letting me hold your hand even when you do not yet feel better. Faith is not turning your back on hope simply because the process is taking place in silence. Faith is speaking to your body with tenderness instead of blame, because you understand that everything needs time to return to balance. Listen to your body as you would listen to a friend who has endured many wounds. Do not curse it because of its limits. Do not treat it as a burden standing in your way. Place blessing upon it. Kare, timely rest, and daily patience. I can use peace to soften the tense places. I can use hope to lift the inner regions that have forgotten how to expect goodness. I can use quietness to open a new rhythm, where you no longer live as though you must always struggle, always remain alert, always carry everything alone. When you allow your heart to become still, you are also opening a door for your whole being to learn how to return to harmony. And in that harmony, you will find strength for the journey ahead. So, remain in this moment. My child, let this word pass through you like soothing oil, not forcing, not hurting, but slowly soaking into the places that have become dry. Let my peace become a covering over you. Let each breath remind you that you are still being kept. Let each quiet minute become a yes to the restoration taking form. You do not need to understand every mechanism of what I am doing. You only need not close the door to hope. You only need to continue staying near me. Continue believing that life is still moving. Continue choosing gentleness toward yourself on the days not yet fully bright. I am here, closer than your breath, more patient than your worries, more steadfast than everything that frightens you. And step by step, I will lead you back to peace, to vitality, and to the steadiness you thought you had lost. I recognize how heavy thoughts have touched your body, how worry has placed pressure upon every breath, and how fear has disturbed the source of peace within you. My beloved child, I clearly see the things you have tried to hide behind an ordinary appearance. The nights when you lay still, while your heart would not stop moving. The mornings when you woke, but had not truly rested. Your mind and body are connected by a deep and mysterious cord when the mind carries burdens for too long. The body also begins to speak through fatigue, tension, and unease. That is why what I am doing in you is not merely soothing a passing pain, but bringing your whole being back into the order of peace. I am sowing calm into the places once filled with confusion in your thoughts. I am quieting the noise within, so that your body can hear the gentle command of rest. You do not need to brace yourself constantly to prove that you are strong. You do not need to hold everything in silence, as if no one is allowed to know how tired you have been. I know, I see, and I draw near to you not with pressure, but with soft mercy, like a hand placed upon the shoulder of a child who has walked too long on a windy road. When your mind begins to rest, your body will also find space to recover, to breathe more deeply, and to release layer after layer of tension that has clung tightly within you. You have carried more than others realize. There are responsibilities you do not speak of, sorrows you keep hidden, pressures you take upon yourself because you do not want to burden anyone. I honor that endurance within you, but I do not want you to turn suffering into a permanent dwelling place. You were not created to live forever in tension, nor were you called to silently carry what is beyond your strength. Today, I invite you to lay things down one part at a time, not through a rushed release that leaves you confused, but through a gentle process, slow enough for you to feel safe and deep enough for you to be truly set free. There may have been times when you wondered whether things would ever improve, whether your body could find lightness again, whether peaceful days could return to you. I am meeting you right there in that unclear place. I do not bring clarity through pressure, but through quiet steadiness. Healing from me does not always come like thunder across the sky. Sometimes it comes as a deeper breath, a gentler sleep, a morning when your heart feels less heavy, a moment when you realize you no longer respond to fear as you once did. Those small changes are not small in my eyes. They are signs that restoration is beginning to bloom within you. Therefore, be patient with yourself. My child, do not blame your body for being tired, and do not blame your mind for once being unsettled. Let me teach you to live more slowly in grace, to rest in protection, and to trust that peace can return little by little. I am lifting the burden from you, softening the tense places, and rekindling life where you thought it had run dry. You will become lighter, steadier, and more peaceful, because I am leading you back to the harmony my love has always prepared for you.